Hey, this is Clayton, and in this video, I'm going to talk about when to break up with someone. Now, a caveat. No one can tell you when to break up with somebody. This is such an internal and subjective experience that you've got to be the one who ultimately makes the final call because no one has the answer for you but you. However, what I will give you is a couple questions that you can ask yourself that will help reveal and uncover your truth. So you can move along in the process and get out of this place of questioning and wondering whether or not you should stay or whether you should leave. Sometimes when you're in a relationship, it can be easy to know when to leave a relationship because something the person is doing is in direct violation of a value that you hold near and dear. Maybe there's physical abuse, maybe there's infidelity, maybe there's some type of addiction or something that they're doing that you just are not going to live with, and it's cut and dry. But there's other times when you're in a relationship where you're just not sure if you love the person. You're not sure if the fights are worth it. You're not sure whether or not this person is the one. So how can you get closer to the truth of understanding whether or not you want to stay or whether you want to leave? So the first question that I have for you that you can ask yourself to begin to unwrap this and find out whether or not you should go or whether you should stay is one that was inspired by a friend of mine who had recently got out of a 10-year relationship. Now, after the relationship, she had felt a mix of emotions, everything from extreme loss and regret to profound freedom and just knowing that it was the right decision. When I asked her, how did you get to this conclusion that it was the right decision and finally pull the trigger to break up? She said a number of different things, but one question she asked herself in particular, I wanted to share with you. And the question was this: if this relationship had only lasted, say, 6 months to a year, and I'd been in it, and it had this exact same dynamic, would I stay in it? Okay, so with the last 6 months to a year of the relationship, if that's how long we've actually been together and it's been this dynamic, would I stay in it? Now, what that question does, the power of that question, is it allows you to really look at what you need presently, what they need presently, what the dynamic you're currently living into and recently have been living into, without muddying up all of the investment of time and energy that got you to this place. There is a term in poker called pot heavy, where someone's got a bad hand, and rather than fold and exit the game, they stay in it and they keep anteing in because they've already put so much money into the pot, they don't want to cut their losses and back away. So what this question does is it allows you to avoid that and to take a realistic inventory of where you're at in the relationship and what the last couple months, last year has actually looked like. The next question is one that I've used with clients in the past, and I've also used with myself to determine whether or not I should be in something or whether I should move on. And the question is this: if you woke up tomorrow morning and let's pretend that you were now single and you didn't have to go through the breakup, you didn't have to go through hurting the person, you didn't have to go through all of the mess and emotion that comes with breaking up with them, would you actively pursue getting back together with them? Would you actively pursue dating that person again and starting over? Now, what this does is it helps you get to the core of what is stopping you from breaking up. Is it because you love the person and you truly see potential and belief and you have faith in the relationship? Or is it because you're not breaking up with them because you're trying to avoid the pain? You're trying to avoid the inevitable conflict and just emotions that come with a breakup. So that question should help you get a little bit more clarity as to why you're staying in it and really what matters. So those are the two questions that you can ask yourself. And again, no one actually has the truth for you about whether or not you should leave or whether you should go. This is completely up to you. And if I can give you a little bit of insight into trusting yourself more, one of my friends and a fellow coach up in Boulder, Colorado, when I was talking with him and exploring this topic of when to break up with somebody, he said something that I thought was really profound. He said, knowing when to end a relationship is like knowing when to get out of a bathtub. How do you know? Well, at some point you just realize you're done and you get out. And with that, allow it to perhaps open up you to a level of realizing that you've got your own internal mechanisms and you can trust yourself that you will know when to break up. That The process will unfold and you will fight and you will stay in it as long as you need to until you are done. And with that, if you've liked this video, if it's helped, please like it, comment below, subscribe to my channel, and also, if you're looking for 8 secrets to create a rock-solid relationship, click on the link below, enter your email address, and I will send that straight to your inbox. I know that's a lot of things to do, so pick one of them that works, and I will talk to you soon.